Welcome.
It's 5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock.
The bar's open. Happy hour. I'm Paul Wintort.
I'm Beth Stevens.
And we're at Broadway.com, and we have an awesome guest, one of Beth's favorite people. I love him too, but who's here
he's my favorite? Jeremy Shamos.
Yes.
From If I Forget, the Roundabout.
Right, off-Broadway.
Off-Broadway.
We've seen him do so many things over the years.
Yeah.
This guy's versatile.
That's
right?
correct.
Check out his roll call. So there's news today, right?
I think so. Tell me.
So, well, first of all, there's an opening tonight. We should acknowledge that.
That's true.
Sally Field's back on Broadway. I haven't seen it yet.
I'm seeing it this weekend.
Yeah, and it's like a very like
really
stripped,
different.
It's very stripped down Glass Menagerie. Sam Gold directed.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is in it? Joe Mantello.
Finn Whitrock.
And
Finn Whitrock. He gets a little smile because he's so cute.
And Madison Ferris, right? Yeah,
yes, that's a Broadway debut.
Yeah, Broadway debut. So anyway, we're excited to see that. And happy opening. And there's a Squigs, right? We have a new Squigs on.
Oh, yeah.
As we do on opening nights.
As we do.
Nick Jonas, Bye Bye Birdie. That's a good idea, I guess, right?
Why are you saying I guess? We love you, Nick. Oh, yes, we do. It's perfect.
Right.
This is just an idea. This is not a confirmed
Right,
thing.
so J-Lo, a.k.a. Jennifer Lopez, the artist formerly known as Jennifer Lopez, was on, I guess when she's an actress, she's Jennifer Lopez.
Well, when she's on the front of the post, she's J-Rod. I'm just saying.
Well, she was on Watch What Happens Live, and I guess they came up, the idea, because she's doing Bye Bye Birdie, and they said, well, is he going to be in it? And she said, his name has come up. It's kind of a non-story.
So we're going to say that it's something that might happen because she said his name came up.
Remember when Brian Darcy James was in Hamilton?
Yeah, he was really good.
And then he had to leave because...
To go do something rotten, of course.
Right, he had to make one of those, actor. He was already, Hamilton was off-Broadway. Anyway, he had to leave to do another show, which turned out great. But he might return to Hamilton, I guess.
That would be amazing.
Taron Killam is leaving soon.
Yeah.
And so we don't know if he's going in right away or if he'll be back soon, but he'll be back.
Or if his name just came up. We don't know.
Or maybe his name just came up. J-Lo mentioned him. A Star is Born. Now, this is interesting. A Star is Born is obviously a great movie. Multiple movies.
That's true.
It's a Judy Garland movie and then a Barbra Streisand movie, and now it's going to be a Lady Gaga movie. It's a thing. And everyone has been trying to make it a Broadway musical forever. And now, again, it's being rebooted again. So Warner Brothers is, Bill Condon, who's Beauty and the Beast, is opening next week.
And he did Sideshow on Broadway. Right,
of course. And he did Dreamgirls, and he did...
He's been doing stuff. He knows what he's doing.
The script for Chicago. Anyway, he is now apparently interested in doing this. But I was doing a little research because I wanted to remind myself, I feel like this has been in the works forever.
That's true. Yeah.
And so I reminded myself that Andrew Lloyd Webber at one point held the rights, because he wanted to produce a musical with new songs by Cy Coleman and Larry Gelbar, and David Zippel. Larry Gelbar was going to write the book, the book, and then Cy Coleman and David Zippel were going to write the songs. And then Audra McDonald at one point just said, "I want to be in this,"
well,
and None Such Records was going to help her do it. I don't know. So that was 2002.
That sounds about right.
Yes, and then in 2008, Jonathan Butterell was directing and choreographing a workshop that Idina Menzel did with Norm Lewis.
Wow.
So this has been out there
yes.
for a while, and now it's all being revived again. So
I need to interrupt you for a second because we have news breaking. This just in. Brian Darcy James is confirmed for Hamilton in April. April 14th? April 14th. And he gets some applause, which goes on way too long. Okay, I'm sorry, go on.
Amelie starts tonight, the new musical Amelie, a block away from us, and they also announced there will be an album. Warner Music Group, not Warner Brothers Theatrical Ventures, Warner Music Group will be making that album. Dolls, this is interesting. Dolls House Part 2.
Right.
They announced, hey, you know what? We're going to start previews 2 days early. We know our lines.
You know what? Laurie Metcalf, she's ready.
We're good.
We're going to
start. We're going to start early. So congratulations, Laurie Metcalf.
So I guess we can get some tickets.
Yeah, and I'm hearing a lot of interesting buzz about this show. It's going to be at the Golden Theater starting March 30th now, 2 days early. The Drama League will honor Bill Berloni, the dog guy. The dog guy. And Michael Greif, the great director. This is sad. Tim Minchin's movie, Larrikins. It was like an animated movie he's been working on for 4 years.
It was like he was going to bring Australian culture to the world.
It was going to be a rock and roll road movie, an animated, a cool... Anyway, it's off. Dreamgirls has canceled it. Hugh Jackman was doing voice... Anyway, we don't know why. But Groundhog Day is starting soon, and that's awesome.
And that's also Tim Minchin's.
Mary Louise Parker and Dennis Arndt are doing Heisenberg again, Mark Taper Forum.
In L.A.?
Yes, we don't have the dates yet, but that's happening. Sheer Madness is closing off-Broadway, the Davenport Theater, on the 23rd.
Of April.
April 23rd, I'm sorry.
Go see it. It's really
fun.
All
right, so you still have
really
like 6 weeks.
You have some time. It's a good show.
Okay, all right. Kara Lindsay, Show People's back. Kara Lindsay was on of
and
Wicked.
what did you make her do?
Wicked and Newsies fame. We played with dolls.
And
it was funny.
Dolls.
I was actually looking on the Broadway.com Instagram because we put up a photo of her holding the dolls, and all the guys are like commenting on it. Jeremy Jordan and Corey Cott, they're all making comments. So check that out.
Really exciting.
Check out our Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. Let's Have Lunch. Awesome.
Okay. Michael Xavier. This is the final Let's Have Lunch vlog from Michael Xavier in Sunset Boulevard.
Yes.
And he and his group of people, including Glenn Close.
Glenn Close is so much fun, you guys.
So game, right?
Yes.
They made like a little mini movie to As If We Never Said Goodbye.
Yeah, and the whole cast is in it.
It's genius.
It's really, really good. Like, you seriously, after this, don't cut off because we have somebody great.
I think it's going to be nominated for an Oscar.
You think? Is that eligible?
I'm pretty sure.
Can we submit it for animated short or something? I don't know. With Fresh Face, Tedra Milan, is that how you say her? Tedra Milian, Present Laughter. She
did all kinds of raunchy things with Kevin Kline. Watch that.
I know. Check that out. The Play That Goes Wrong also starts tonight, which I'm excited to see. The show from London, where it's like a New Noises Off.
Don't say that in front of Jeremy Shamos.
I'm just saying, it seems like the same kind of idea. I think that's all I got.
That's all you got.
It's an exciting day on Broadway, and why don't you introduce him, and I'll do the applause.
Oh, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jeremy Shamos.
Oh, sorry, I cut off your hand.
Yeah, that's why.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, Jeremy.
What I like about those applause is how quickly they cut off.
It's like,
it's like someone cuts them off.
Just like the theater. Hi.
Hi, Beth.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
So you're in a play that I have now taught myself to remember the title of.
Yes, that's funny. What is it?
If I Forget. Get it?
If you forget what? Oh, that's the title.
So, how's it going?
It's going great. It's a great group of people. It's an amazing play, and people love it, and I love it. It's fun.
And you play the central character. Can we say the central character? You play the brother.
I play the brother. I have 2 sisters. I have a wife. I have a father, and I have a nephew. So,
this is a proper play. This is a proper 3-act play, is it not?
It's 2 acts.
2 acts, but it's like long and detailed
it's
and
2 hours
juicy.
and 25 minutes, and you get very involved with this family. Very.
Sounds good. And you've got Kate Walsh.
And Kate Walsh.
She's very famous.
Yeah, and she's very funny.
And very pretty.
And very pretty. That's true.
So
but yeah, it's great. I mean, it's very funny, and it's also very moving. I know that everyone says that about their play, but this is actually true.
Everybody, but I mean, yeah.
Some people, what I'm saying is some people lie and say that. I'm being honest.
And you grew out your hair. And you have a beard. You're like,
oh, I did.
What's
I forgot
on?
to shave this morning, but I do have a beard. Yeah, I grew out my. I'm not
going to touch you, but it looks great.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm sort of disheveled. I play a professor, a college professor, and so my looks aren't so important.
Like they usually are.
Usually, I'm very, very obsessed with my looks.
So you're having a good time.
Like Finn Whitrock.
You saw us light up, didn't you?
Yeah, you guys. That was embarrassing.
I know. I'm sorry.
Like Finn Whitrock.
Finn Whitrock.
But I get it. He's adorable.
He's a gentleman caller.
He's the gentleman caller. Yeah, I look forward to seeing that play.
Yeah, looks interesting.
I love that play. And I love Joe Mantello.
Now, you've played a lot of nasty, awful people in your life.
It's true.
But are you doing that again here?
I have some.
Than that?
It's a little more complicated than that. I have some questionable political views that are controversial for the rest of my family. So I'm a bit on my own in that way. And I make people uncomfortable, which is another specialty of mine.
I like to think of it as your superpower.
I'm doing it right now, to bet.
No. Well, we've known each other a very long time.
Yeah, we have.
In fact, I met you my first week in New York.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm. Do you know where we met?
On the red carpet at the Tonys?
That's right. No. But we did talk on the red carpet at the Tonys.
And
you gave me one of my best answers I've ever had from anyone.
Oh.
Do you remember that?
No, repeat
So
it.
the question, this isn't how we met.
Okay.
No, that's not how we met. But
the question was,
let's see,
what if I answer it the exact same?
I can't remember. I said, what sucks about being a Tony nominee? Because I asked the serious, hard-hitting journalism questions. Yeah. And do you know what you said?
Uh-uh.
You said,
God.
You said it's kind of a time suck. It's kind of like having a part-time job.
It was. It's a very busy month. When
Not that you're
nominated.
complaining.
But I wasn't complaining. It was
No,
really
no.
fun. But there's a lot of activities.
But what a great experience being a Tony nominee.
Great.
It's like being part of the party, right?
It's great. I mean, it feels, all those kinds of things feel good, to be just acknowledged. I didn't want to win.
No? You didn't write a speech?
Talk about
Did
a
you have
time
a speech
suck.
tucked in that tux?
I actually didn't, and then I felt horrible because right before they announced,
You're
I was
oh
like,
God.
if they call it, I'm going to be that dorky guy that goes up and is like, I wasn't prepared. I didn't know this was going to happen. I don't have anything, and when I watch award shows, I'm always like, really? There's a
And
1
you
in
were
5
that guy.
chance
You were that
that
guy.
it was you. You didn't prepare anything, and that would have been me on national TV, so glad
So
I
thank
didn't.
God you didn't win. Although your play won.
Our play won.
So that's
best
good.
play.
Clybourne Park. We're talking about Clybourne Park. If you're just joining us, this is Jeremy Shamos.
Hi.
He's in If I Forget. I'm going to keep saying that.
I am. and
Stephen
if I
Levinson
forget-
wrote that play,
Yeah, and he wrote the book for Dear Evan Hansen.
which is a huge thing. Did you go see
Yeah,
that show?
I haven't seen it yet.
You've been busy.
I've been busy. But yes, I plan on it. Everybody loves it. And Steven's he's a genius.
He really
And
finds
I don't
hard
throw
to
that
convince.
word, I don't throw
You
that word
don't?
around.
I thought you...
Well, you're a genius. This is
Oh,
genius.
see? Mhm.
And that answer at the Tonys was genius.
It's a time suck, people.
But no, I mean our play is different from Dear Evan Hansen, but in both I feel like he's able to make real people.
He seems to be able to negotiate sort of how people really deal with each other, which is sometimes not dealing with each other.
Right.
Yeah.
And also I feel like he's very good at finding the humor in things, even painful things.
So you played a priest before.
I did. I don't know where this is going.
How was that for you, playing a priest?
It was interesting.
That wasn't this play, by the
That
way.
wasn't this play.
No.
That was a play called 100 Saints You Should Know at Players Horizons. I put on my priest collar and I rode the subway.
Which brings me back to how we met.
Oh, that's how we met.
We
You
met.
thought I was a priest. Oh, you confessed to me.
And you absolved me, and we've been friends ever since.
Yeah. We met how?
We met on the subway.
Oh, but I wasn't wearing a priest.
No,
Okay,
that was
I
not
thought
the
I
case.
was like, wait a second.
So you do know where this is going, right? Because you played a priest. You played a lot of different characters,
Yeah.
and now you're playing a Jew,
A Jewish studies professor.
a Jewish studies professor who's an atheist, as they are.
An atheist, yes. But yes, the family is Jewish. And a lot of the discussion is about Israel.
And in real life,
That makes it sound
that makes it sound
political,
really.
but-
You're really selling this really well.
No, it is. I'm
Come see
saying
this hilarious-
That makes it sound political, but it's actually not. It's more
It's
about.
more of a family.
Yeah, it's more of a family, and just like, the madness of having two sisters who are crazy. I mean, I see them as crazy, but in a fun way. Maria
Crazy
Dizia
fun.
and Kay Walsh were amazing.
Sounds like you're tight. This cast, you having a good time.
We are very tight. It's a great group, and Dan Sullivan directed, and it was just one of those. I mean, I feel like I'm lucky enough to be part of some drama-free rehearsal periods.
Oh, that's
From the
plus.
stories that I hear from other people who do
Who work with
plays and
Dan Sullivan.
musicals, not with Dan Sullivan, but just, I know there's usually someone who is a little more needy or just needs a little more time or needs to have conflict to be creative. And,
Yeah.
and I feel like we got along really well. We laughed a lot.
We have a question. Are you
Hit
ready?
me. Shoot.
You ready?
Shoot.
Peyton asked, how did we meet? No, Peyton asked, what is the best advice you've ever been given?
Oh, gosh. That's sort of a twist on the best advice that I can give, isn't it?
He's doing that for you. Yeah.
He's
Thank
smart.
you, Peyton.
Peyton, that's really smart. The best advice that I've ever been given was by my dentist to floss.
I knew you were going to do something like that.
No. Although that is good advice to everyone out there.
Floss.
Yeah.
It will serve
Tooth
you
decay
well.
is not a joke.
Yeah. Okay.
The best advice that I was ever given, I think, someone once told me that it's just work begets work, and it's just more important to work than to wait until something potentially ideal comes along, because what you end up doing is ideal when you look back. You think, I'm really glad I didn't do that thing that I would, or waited for that thing.
Oh, yeah.
I
So
feel-
what's the biggest role that you avoided? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah. the lead in
So to just work.
to play Robin and Batman with George Clooney. It was like,
yeah,
should
really
I do that? Or should I, yeah.
That's good advice.
No, I really do. I think if you're working, you end up working with people who you like, and you end up working with them again and again. And I mean, if I sort of looked at my resume and did I don't know what kind of chart that would be.
Like
a Venn
6 degrees
diagram.
chart?
Yeah, like something with a lot of lines that would be really boring to look at.
Mm-hmm.
I would feel like there'd be a lot of I've worked with a lot of the same actors. I've worked with a lot of the same directors.
We
a lot
call
of
it
the
the
same writers.
Shamos Matrix.
Right, it's the Matrix. And it's 6 degrees. There's a delay on that. And so when I did that hand gesture, it comes later, and it looks like someone is going like, which they might be, but...
No, they're not. We have more questions.
Of course. Come on, hit me. That was a great question, by the way. But I really think that's a decent answer. And now maybe when you get asked that on Broadway.com, you'll say this, and...
You'll say, well, Jeremy Shamos told me.
The circle of life.
Which brings me to Chelsea's question. What's your dream role?
Simba. No. My dream role, it's a great question. In grad school I played Iago, and I hate to be
because
cliche.
you love to go for the really friendly people.
That's true. God, oh my gosh, I really am that guy.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily. I hate to be the guy who's like, I really want to do Shakespeare again, but it was an incredibly satisfying role. It was. You know why? Because I didn't think that I could do it, and that's always satisfying. When I first was sort of going over it, I was like, there's just no way that one could do this. And I don't know that I totally did it, but I definitely
But you could try again.
I got on it, and I was going to say I got on it and wrote it.
Go on with the metaphor. Go on.
And then it galloped, and I was able to maintain
exciting.
some
This
control of it.
Something special. Lucia, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, asks, who or whom inspired you to become an actor?
That's a good question. You
were a child bitten by this theater bug,
I was, yeah. In like 5th grade, I think it was our choir teacher had to cast like a skit. And she just sort of said, you seem like you would be comfortable doing this. I mean, I don't know what that means. I was sort of a bit of a class clown, but not in a distracting way. I chose my
in
time.
your opinion.
No, I feel like I was always getting other people into trouble. Like they would end up getting caught. Sorry
I can't
to all
see
the
that
people.
about you at all. That doesn't seem like you.
So, but she and I was really comfortable on stage. I just really liked it, and I still feel like that's maybe, I don't know if that's a strength of mine as a performer, but it's a strength of for myself as a person. I really feel comfortable on stage, and just when the world is like a little bit crazy, it's nice to be on stage with other people telling a story.
That's true. It's very comforting.
So yeah, I would say my 5th grade music teacher, Mrs. Gibson.
I know you're watching, Mrs. G.
Mrs. G, thank you.
In Colorado. You're from Colorado, aren't you?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. Stuff.
She's from
Elliot asks, what is your favorite musical?
Oh, wow. My favorite musical. Gosh.
That's really hard. Do you know what your favorite musical is?
I would say...
I think it's different from what you like and what you'd want to be in.
Yeah. What I would want to be in, I don't know. But I have a very soft spot for Chorus Line. Because I grew up, we had the album, and it opened up to the finale of one. But I just remember listening to, I think maybe it was a double album, maybe not. People don't even know what an album is. There used to be this thing called a record
player.
Record player.
Forget it.
You
it's
put
okay,
a record
don't
on.
Tell the people about the
But,
hi-fi.
yeah. Anyway, on my gramophone, I used to listen to Chorus Line, and it was like right when it was first out.
You could be in a Chorus Line. I see you as a Sheila.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about today, you guys.
Was she the one that says, "Can the adult smoke"? Yeah, that's my dream role. I forgot, not Iago.
Well, that's funny because it says, would you like to return to Broadway to star in a musical revival? And the answer is yes.
Chorus Line. Playing Sheila. A Broadway revival, yeah, sure. Is this an offer?
That's how offers come now. They come over Facebook
On
Live.
Facebook Live.
And then,
yeah, sure, I'll do it. I love working on new plays, for sure. And I feel like my brain is a sort of helpful dramaturgically, like telling a story and helping playwrights to bring new things to life. But I also love doing plays, old plays, because generally, you know, if they're reviving it, it works. So you're in sort of a sturdy, I'm going to say it different, not a horse, a ship. You're in a sturdy ship out at sea. So if you know that you're on it, you're not going to sink. You can have
really,
some
just
freedom.
Keep going with
yeah,
it.
you keep going. Yeah, and then you're the captain. And
okay, it's okay. I have another question.
You're being an anchor.
Oh my God.
Okay, go ahead.
You have worked so steadily, probably since graduating from school.
Yeah, I kind of have since I graduated from grad school.
Have you ever had like just a job? A money job, just a stopgap? Before
school, I worked at a restaurant.
That was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
You don't have in-between gigs, do you?
I haven't. Since I've graduated from grad school, knock on plexiglass.
Lucite?
Oh, lucite.
Let's call it plexiglass.
Knock on lucite. No, I haven't. I've been going pretty much from job to job, and I feel really lucky about that. And I think it kind of goes back to the advice earlier. I feel like in terms of just relationships, you know, when I first got out of school, I did shows out of town, and then those directors ended up directing in New York, and
they remembered you.
Like Mark Brokaw, Doug Hughes, David Warren, like some.
Those are the big guns.
Yeah, big guns. Yeah. So you know, a lot of people, when we first got out of school, were like, "Don't go out of town, don't do regional theater," and I did because I picked things that I was really interested in doing. And I liked the vibe of the directors, and I picked right.
All right, I've got to get going. You've got to get going.
Yeah.
We've got to get going.
I have a show.
I just want to tell people,
you guys have stuff to do.
It's okay to meet someone on the subway.
Yeah.
But if he's wearing a
priest collar,
he might not be a priest.
Right,
he might be an actor.
God, that's so true. People, older women smiled at me. Most everyone else gave me sort of strange looks. But I think also, to be frank, because I was probably really uncomfortable. So they were like, "Why is that priest so uncomfortable?"
Because you're a fraud. That's why you're uncomfortable. You're uncomfortable on stage, not so much on the subway.
Not on the subway in a priest collar. That is the title of my
That's the title
autobiography.
Of your biography. That's amazing. You guys, we'll see you next week. Go see If I Forget.
Bye. If I Forget at the Laura Pels Theater on 46th Street.
All the way down by 6th Avenue. You can't miss it.
Yeah. It's
Bye,
a great
everybody.
show. Bye.